Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
Star Wars Skeleton Crew has now come to a close. All episodes are streaming only on Disney+, and with that, the fan reception and the critic reception and reactions have been really nothing but great for Star Wars Skeleton Crew, except one small thing that has been a little bit of a problem for Skeleton Crew is its viewership numbers. This small lone thing alone may directly impact the future of not just a possible potential second season of Star Wars Skeleton Crew happening. I think that's quite obvious, but the continuation of any type of story or even the characters, let alone for Skeleton Crew in future Mandoverse projects. It's exactly what we're going to be discussing in today's video. We of course are going to go ahead, we're going to hop right on into it and break it all down for you guys with everything that we know and everything that we're anticipating right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Make sure you hit that notification bell as well to be notified for when we have new videos dropping here on the channel almost daily. There is a lot of Star Wars news and stuff going around. It can be a lot to keep track of. It's exactly why we are here. Not just to keep you guys updated with everything, but also break it down for you guys and get a better understanding. As always, I really appreciate all of the support. Okay, so in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from the Direct article as an overall garnering source. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. Skeleton Crew has broken a disappointing Star Wars record on Disney+, and that is of course into the regards of its viewership numbers. More and particularly and specifically is that this was one of the least viewed Star Wars shows on Disney+, under the Disney era of course. And so, Skeleton Crew may be enjoying a better reception than previous Star Wars shows, arguably of course, but the record set by its Disney Plus debut left fans with a bad feeling about this. Premiering with 2 episodes on December 2nd of last year, 2024, Skeleton Crew is a first for the franchise due to its Amblin style coming-of-age story from the Spider-Man No Way director Jon Watts, and the fact that it's led by, well, a cast of kids. And so, recently according to Nielsen's streaming data, Star Wars Skeleton Crew had experienced the lowest viewership of any Star Wars show's premiere in its first week. That's from its first week. Arguably, there are a lot of people and fans out there that will wait for more episodes to come out and do the binging of it, essentially. So it's not entirely, arguably, completely really fair to base it off of that, let alone and say that because it didn't have as many viewership numbers in its first week, that it's just a completely bad show. The first 2 episode debut garnered less than 382 million minutes watched between both of its episodes, with episode 1 clocking in at 46 minutes long and episode 2 clocking in at 29 minutes long. You do the math. That's the lowest for any Star Wars show to date and roughly 20% less than the Acolytes premiere, which was famously quote-unquote cancelled by the Star Wars fans, later be cancelled by the Lucasfilm themselves for any particular future of a second season of that happening. That's a discussion for another time. As a result, Skeleton Crew's debut didn't make it into Disney Plus's top 10 originals, which is the first time for a Star Wars series. I mean, it would have to happen, sooner rather than later, seeing that you can only have so many in a top 10 original, of course, though. However, the following is a breakdown of the minutes watched for the premieres of previous Star Wars Disney Plus shows for comparison. The Mandalorian Season 2 kicked off with 1.32 billion minutes watched in its first episode premiere. The Book of Boba Fett had 389 million minutes. Obi-Wan Kenobi had 1.26 billion minutes watched. Andor had 624 million minutes with its 3-episode premiere. Ahsoka had 829 million minutes watched in its first 2-episode premiere, and The Acolyte had 488 million minutes watched in its 2-episode premiere. And so, since Skeleton Crew received mostly promising reviews, the question is why the premiere had stalled at the start. Throughout, it probably picked up viewership numbers, of course, quite arguably, but apart from being notably different from previous Star Wars Disney Plus shows, one reason is likely that Skeleton Crew's lack of known characters, arguably. Jude Law's Jod Nana Wood, aka Captain Silvo, aka Crimson Jack, is a new character, as to the leading cast of kids from the mysterious planet of At-Aten. It's entirely completely new. We go with new planets, new characters, a new story, and everything of that. You would think that would be good, but it honestly might have stabbed it in the back just a little bit. The Acolyte arguably also suffered from the same thing, except it did have more lightsabers and Jedi action going on, arguably, so that was something that they would, be able to use to their advantage when it came to most of the promoting and marketing, but, I digress. Ironically, while the lack of Grogu, known Jedis, and familiar canonical characters may have hurt the show's numbers, it's also one of the leading reasons why this series works and can do something different. It's why Skeleton Crew is honestly good at the end of the day as well. However, perhaps the biggest reason for Skeleton Crew's struggles in its early episodes is Lucasfilm's recent record on Disney Plus, particularly having to follow up with The Acolyte. Fans are quote-unquote on strike, and by fans I mean quote-unquote fans are on quote-unquote strike. They didn't like The Acolyte, so they're going to go ahead and boycott or strike watching any future Star Wars shows, at least for the time being. I mean, they'll eventually come around, but we saw the same thing happen back in 2018, arguably, with The Last Jedi coming out in 2017. Not many fans liked that, so people said, okay, let's boycott the next Star Wars movie, and people were literally, quote-unquote, boycotting the Solo movie when it came out in theaters, and we're like, yeah, we're not going to go see that. Now, apart from the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian and Andor, Star Wars streaming shows have primarily been disappointing, with the highly anticipated The Acolyte missing the mark earlier of last year, and that's all, of course, arguably. Coupled with Lucasfilm's ongoing struggles to release its announced film projects, that's a whole nother story, audiences may have expected more of the same when Skeleton Crew premiered in December. It's been a long time coming for Skeleton Crew, deciding to either forego more disappointment or to wait and see if it generated more buzz. Whether the show's disappointing Disney Plus record will prevent Lucasfilm from greenlighting a second season remains to be seen, but that in itself is kind of how it works at the end of the day. It didn't bring in the viewership numbers maybe per se that Lucasfilm or Star Wars was looking for to generate the revenue and to generate the merchandising revenue from it, so they wouldn't see any primary, want or need to continue its story for a whole nother. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been an unofficial Star Wars. Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Different theories as well. I'm all ears. Let's discuss. I love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Also, leave a like on the video as it really does help out the channel. I really appreciate it. Make sure you also check out our merch shop. Use our codes Ahsoka in all caps to get some cash off of your orders. I also have some Amazon affiliate links in the description down below, so if you're looking to buy something from Amazon, whether it's a gift or something for yourself, check out our available links in the description down below. It helps out the channel at no additional cost of yourself and really means a lot. I'll continue to keep those links updated, so they're always changing. So make sure you check them out for what new products we may have available. With whatever way you decide to support the channel, whether it's simply watching today's video or even purchasing a product, it means the absolute world to me. So thank you guys so much. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.
Goodbye, old friend. May the Force be with you.